Hi, everybody. As I had said, I will try to continue to update you when there are things that really come to my attention that we need to turn off the cell phone. And this in particular is one where Judge Kavanaugh has been nominated, and we had a reproductive rights roundtable. And the reason that we did that in the state of Connecticut is because we wanted to be sure we understood what were women's underlying rights and what things did we have to be careful about when we're talking about a woman's reproductive rights. This is very important to me as a woman. I know that these decisions that we are faced with sometimes are some of the worst decisions possible, but I want that decision to be one that you make, not one that government makes for you. And I'm quite pleased to let you know that we do have a very strong underlying state legislation protecting a woman's reproductive rights. But that doesn't mean that those rights will always be there. So it is something that we really need to be careful about, and that's why I'm bringing this to you today. Make sure that you know what your representative's position is on this, and make sure that you go and you vote and make your voice heard. What else came up in this roundtable, which is something that we have talked about in my office quite a bit lately, is access to health care. And I have been stunned to find out that somebody who really needs to see a doctor is put off for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, because of the insurance that they carry. Someone with private insurance, I mean, let's say, I'm always doing something crazy when I'm riding horses, and I've ruptured my Achilles tendon, I've torn my meniscus, I've broken bones. And when that happens and I make a phone call to my private provider, they can see me immediately. So I'm not limping around in a terrible amount of pain, although sometimes you are in a lot of pain regardless. But let's take someone who doesn't have that kind of health care and has the same kind of accident, and they're put off and end up usually at UConn, because that's where someone will end up without insurance, and we'll be able to take care of that person. But those are the kinds of issues we also need to pay attention to, because we really, really need people to have access to health care. And in my other life as an economist, it means a lot to me, because you're not going to be productive. You're not going to be a happy family. You're not going to be a strong community if you don't have access to health care. People that are sick, people that don't feel well, people that are not able to, let's say, get a shoulder repaired. I was talking to one of the doctors at UConn Health about my shoulder, which I've hammered a million times. And he will say that if we can get you early, if you have some sort of tear there, then we can get it repaired pretty easily. If someone's left for years in pain, and then we finally have to take care of it, that can be an immense expense and an immense operation. So that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. Get back to me if you've had situations where you haven't been able to get health care. These are the kinds of things that we know. And as I said, I'll be back to talk to you again as soon as something else comes up right into my radar. So see you soon.